Hello, scientists! We have been working as aquarium scientists to learn how animals and plants survive. So far, we have learned that animals and plants need to get water, air, and food to survive. They need to not be eaten, and animals and plants use their structures to defend themselves and survive. We are trying to help the aquarium director explain to kids who visit the aquarium how sea turtles like Spruce survive in the ocean. We have figured out that Spruce can use her structures to get water, air, and food. We have also figured out that Spruce can use her structures to swim away from the sharks. Some children who visit the aquarium are still worried about how Spruce can survive when she's living in the same place in the ocean where sharks live. The aquarium director has asked for our help to explain how Spruce will do what she needs to do to not be eaten by sharks. We know that animals need to not be eaten by other animals in order to survive. When one animal keeps another animal from eating it, that animal is defending itself. We can help the aquarium director by working to answer a new big question. How can Spruce the sea turtle survive where there are sharks? We are going to read a book to help us answer this question. To start to figure out how living things like Spruce defend themselves from animals that try to eat them, we first need to understand how animals and plants are eaten by other animals. If we understand how animals and plants are eaten by other animals, we'll be able to think about how animals and plants could keep that from happening. We are going to work to figure out the answer to this investigation question. How do animals eat other living things? We are investigating how animals eat other living things. To figure that out, we first need to learn about what animals eat other living things. This book will show us many different living things and tell us about the animals that eat them. Remember, an important way that readers learn from a book is to visualize. When you visualize, you make a movie or picture in your mind. As we read this book, you can visualize which animals eat each of the living things that we see. You can also visualize to think about how the animals eat the living things that we see. You can either listen to me read the book, or you can read this book on your own. If you choose to read it on your own, you'll find it in OneNote. If you do read it on your own, you can pause the video and skip to the time that is shown on the screen now. Otherwise, keep watching. Whose Lunch Is This? By Kate Donaldson Fletcher and Ashley Chase. What do you like to eat for lunch? Different people like to eat different things. Still, everybody needs to eat something. People need to eat so we can grow and survive. Animals also need to eat so they can grow and survive. Different kinds of animals eat different things. What do these animals eat? Scientists ask questions like this all the time. In this book, you will find out what some animals eat for lunch. Whose lunch is this? A zebra can be a lion's lunch. Lions are predators. That means they eat other animals. Lions have sharp teeth and claws. These body structures help lions catch animals to eat. Lions need to eat animals. That is the only way lions can survive. Whose lunch is this? Berries can be a bear's lunch. Bears are predators, but they also eat plants. Bears have long, sharp teeth and claws. These structures are good for eating animals. They are also good for eating plants. Bears need to eat lots of plants and animals to survive. Whose lunch is this? A clam can be a sea otter's lunch. Sea otters are predators. To survive, they need to eat other animals. Sea otters dive underwater. They look for clams and other animals to eat. When an otter finds a clam, the otter picks up a rock too. Then the otter floats on its back. It hits the clam against the rock to break the clam's shell. When the shell breaks, the otter eats the clam. The clam becomes a sea otter's lunch. Whose lunch is this? A cactus plant can be a javelina's lunch. Say javelina. Javelinas are animals that look like a small, furry pig. They live in the desert and eat spiny cactus and other plants. Javelinas have long, curved teeth. These structures help javelinas tear pieces off cactus plants. Javelinas need to eat plants. That is the only way javelinas can survive. Whose lunch is this? A moth can be a hornbill's lunch. A hornbill is a bird with a big, hooked beak. This structure is good for catching moths and other small animals. Just like bears, hornbills are predators that also eat plants. To survive, they eat moths and other small animals. They also eat fruits and other plant parts. Whose lunch is this? A jelly can be a sea turtle's lunch. It's not the kind of jelly you eat on a sandwich. This kind of jelly is an animal that lives in the ocean. When green sea turtles are young, they eat jellies. They also eat seagrass and other plants. The front of a sea turtle's mouth is sharp and pointed like a beak. This structure helps the sea turtle catch and eat jellies. It is also good for nipping seagrass. Young green sea turtles eat lots of jellies and seagrass to survive. Like bears and hornbills, they are predators that also eat plants. Whose lunch is this? Grass can be a zebra's lunch. Lions eat zebras, but zebras need to eat too. Zebras have teeth that are good for nipping grass. They use these structures to eat grass and other plants. Zebras need to eat plants. That's the only way zebras can survive. Zebras, lions, bears, sea otters, javelinas, hornbills, sea turtles, and people need to eat. So do all other animals. Animals need to eat for the same reasons you do. They need to eat so they can grow. They need to eat so they can survive. Everybody needs to eat. Now that you have read the book, Whose Lunch is This?, we can think about the animals we have observed. What animals did we observe eating other living things? If you thought about any of the animals in the book, you are right. All of the animals in this book ate other living things to survive. What types of living things did these animals eat? Some of the animals in the book ate plants, and some ate other animals. Some ate both. Animals that get the food they need to survive by eating other animals are called predators. Great job today, scientists! We are going to keep learning more about how animals and plants defend themselves from other animals that want to eat them.